When Chapter 6 Season 4 dropped, a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff related to Kado Thorne got updated, which I find interesting. That begs the question, is Kado Thorne returning? This video will look at all the evidence that relates to his return. The first piece of evidence is obviously his boss files. According to leaks, Kado Thorne's boss files were re-added and they're set to be removed next season, which is something that I find interesting because why re-add them? Secondly, now this may not be much, but I thought I'd count this. May got a new skin. Now for those that don't know who May is, she was this hacker that worked for Nolan Chance and they were the ones who heisted Kado's time machine. To add on, Kado's time machine had a date, and that specific date was when Chapter 1 Season 5 launched, and we are currently in Season 5 of OG Chapter 1. What's interesting is the color scheme of this OG season, and I'll explain more on that later in the video. Thirdly is the Nom sign. It has changed to Moon now. Which organization has the moon chip on their logo? Kado Thorne's. To add on, there is this weird wolf statue. Now I forgot where that was, but it's there. Another piece of evidence is the OG Chapter 1 Win umbrella. It has two dates. Now the first one is on May 4th, 2024, and that was the Star Wars event. However, the second date, June 8th, might actually mean something. June 8th of this year was when OG Season 4 launched, and with it came the Visitor Reality Unknown, and this variant of the Visitor actually remembers OG Chapter 1. Fast forward to now, and this new drift known as Rift Weaver Drip also happens to remember. Keep this in mind as this would be important later on. Now remember about the color scheme I mentioned earlier? Take a look at it. What do you see? You can clearly see that it's red. Now bear with me here. When the rocket event happened, what were the color of the rifts? Red. According to leaks, Kevin the Cube will spawn with red lightning, which means there is a chance that he could be red. Now again, bear with me here one more time. What is Kado Thorne's specific colors? Well, what? Oh my god, I lost the word. What is Kado Thorne's color scheme? It is this specific red color. What if we see Kado Thorne actually going back into the past? Now back in Chapter 4 Season 4, he planned on going to Chapter 1 Season 5, but we never knew the reason why. To add on, there was this weird blue light in the Chapter 1 Season 6 trailer, but that was never really expanded on. So what if this was actually Kado Thorne traveling back in time? Now OG Season 5 is set to end on October 3rd, which could be the perfect starting point for OG's chapters. Well, OG Season 6, my bad. Who knows, maybe Kado Thorne will become a boss near the end of OG Season 5 and will leave around in the middle of OG Season 6, because he's said to be removed in version 38, and that's gonna be the time when the Simpsons mini-season drops. Fortnite could possibly be bringing Kado Thorne back into the main storyline via his time machine. But you're probably wondering, how is this all connected? I theorized that when Kado used the time machine, it probably did something to the timeline, giving some characters deja vu. Now, if you don't know the theory behind deja vu, let me explain. Deja vu is when you feel like you did something but don't quite remember doing it. The theory behind deja vu is when a glitch occurs in the multiverse when you temporarily switch memories with you from another universe. It would explain how the new Drift and Visitor remember OG Chapter 1. Maybe when Kado time traveled, the multiverse glitch causing their memories to be switched with the original Drift and Visitor. Now what about the red rift in the event? I theorized that when Kado was time traveling, it was when the rocket event was taking place, which explains the red rift. I would also like to point out that this red color scheme is similar to that of the Spirit Realm, so that theory still stands. What about the red lightning? Well, I don't know. However, I have a theory. I theorized when Kado traveled back in time to Chapter 1 Season 5, it not only caused the red rift, but it also caused the lightning to be red, and this is a result of the time machine glitching in the multiverse. Now why would Kado travel back in time? Well, I don't know, probably to add something to his lavish collection. Well, I really don't know what's there in Chapter 1 Season 5 of the OG Island, but we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, that's all I got now. If you did enjoy, consider liking and subscribing, and if you don't want to, then that's fine. Anyways, without further ado, bye bye.